The following video for 2021 is possible in part by Peter on YT PlayStation and Xbox fan. Guys, I decided to change the rant from Blippi to Bowser Jr. gets rabies. Because I'm too lazy to do this rant. Anyways, enjoy. Bowser Jr. gets rabies? Oh my god. This episode from Super Mario Logan sucks. Here are the reasons why I hate this episode in my opinion. The episode starts with Junior coloring a picture about North America bombing ISIS. He then hears a knock at the door. It's Joseph and Cody. They come over for a playdate, sleepover like they do always since Junior and his friends are off on summer vacation. Joseph shows off his new ball and exaggerates by saying it can bounce to the moon. Cody says it can't, but his friends say it can. Junior goes to tell his dad. Meanwhile, Bowser is watching the news. The news said it was going to rain. Junior asks his dad if he can go outside. Bowser says no because it's going to rain. Junior says it won't and that the rain won't kill him. And Bowser say it will because lightning really can kill you if you're not careful. And says that if he goes outside, he would wash Junior's mouth out with soap. Junior believes that he's got his punishments mixed up. So Junior goes to tell his friends that it would rain and his dad would wash his mouth with soap if he went outside. The trio sneak outside to prove Cody wrong about the ball not going to the moon. They bounce it again and the ball goes over the fence. So Junior forces Cody to try to go and get it. Just then, a squirrel appears. Junior makes a bad choice, as usual, to pet the squirrel. Cody tries to tell Junior to leave it alone on how it might have rabies. Junior say that he doesn't care if it has babies and that Cody is not population control. As Junior tries to pet the squirrel, it bites him and the trio run back to the house. Joseph still wants his ball. However, Joseph and Cody are worried when they see a huge red blister on Junior's arm. Cody realizes Bowser Jr. has rabies and Junior falsely realizes that he's going to have babies. He starts crying saying that he's not ready to be a father and that he's pregnant. Cody says no. Rabies. Junior says what's rabies? So Cody looks it up. He says if you get rabies, you slowly start to hallucinate, you start to go crazy, you get really sick, and then eventually you die. Junior thinks that a band-aid would help, but Cody says that it's not going to work and that band-aids do not cure diseases. Bowser Jr. puts a band-aid on anyway. Cody keeps saying that Junior is going to die if he doesn't get it taken care of, but Junior tries to prove him wrong. Cody then asks if people need open heart surgery. You just put a band-aid on their chest and they're fine. Junior tells his friends to stop worrying about it and think about a game to play. He and his friends start to think and the scene gets very quiet. While his friends are thinking, Junior starts to hallucinate, say stuff that's not true and goes crazy. He starts banging his head on the table and says quotes from movies and his friends are worried. Junior said he thinks he's calming down. So he shows his friends the picture he was coloring earlier. Cody and Joseph are impressed. Then he asks his friends to play trains. And the episode ends. And that's how the episode goes. I don't know who likes or hates this episode, so I'm just going to leave it be. So screw Bowser Jr. gets rabies. And screw Bowser Jr. gets potty trained. Bowser Jr.'s big discovery is 290.000 times better than Bowser Jr. gets rabies. End of rant.